Both players have quite a few games on Ryze recently. We'll see what that kind of tango is to get him into mid lane. Cassiopeia Galio, as you were just mentioning, does get knocked out of the mix. Sejuani seems to be that go-to jungler since it keeps getting kicked down from all the top tiers right now. Well, she actually sits in the top tier still, but yeah. All that group of junglers just on the ban list, and here it goes.
Yeah, Skarner, Sejuani, all kind of jump up there. I like the ban of the Sejuani early from Golden Guardians, which forces the Skarner ban from Echo Fox.
Take a safe lane away from Altec to start things off. Having pretty good laning phase with Adrian behind him in the bot side, and then able to roam and kind of fly under the radar with Huni doing a lot of the damage in the late game.
Yeah, and right now, this last ban here from Echo Fox, is it Sion, is it Ryze? Because Azir is still up, and they're going to ban neither of those, and they're going to ban the Kha'Zix to pinch the jungle away from Contractz a little bit further, but that leaves Ryze, like I said, Sion, Azir for Fenix.
I like the Xayah. The Xayah can definitely carry mid. We've seen it a few times. Golden Glue had a great game on an academy last night on air. Mickey from Team Liquid Academy had one. Sion's still up and still a possibility. Ryze does get locked in for high in the mid lane. Still a fantastic pickup right now in the 8.4 meta.
Question is, if Azir is up, does Fenix pick it, or do you go ahead and lock in some other power picks very early on? The Varus, as well as Tristana, are those kind of top tier AD carries, but yep.
Ooh.
If Azir is up, Fenix seems like he'll still pick it.
Could get the Lovers duo going into the bot lane right away. Fast picks, puts it back onto Echo Fox with just about 20 seconds left to finish out the first phase of picks. I'm sure they were pretty ready to make a selection here, and they could keep it even if they just go with a support.
Yeah, and having the Rakan for Matt, I think, could be really good for him, because I remember back to the games that they've been winning that a lot of it comes off the back of Matt doing some really great things like blocking Sion ultis with his body, being able to engage as well. So having him on a champion that can dip in and out very quickly should be beneficial for him. And here we're seeing the Alistar again into the Rakan. Yeah. I believe we saw it earlier today with Team Liquid and 100 Thieves, where 100 Thieves picked Alistar as a counter, because this can interrupt Rakan and stop his engage or headbutt him out. So we'll see if that ends up working here, but once again, this puts Adrian on an engaged champion.
Got to keep that W on very smart cast in that matchup. Let's see what they have. There's the Sion, second round out, Gangplank, as we would have expected to see as well for Huni on the top side, but that champion pool is gigantic.
Yeah, even with Gangplank getting nerfed in 8.4, they're still banning it away from Huni and saying, okay, well, let's just not give him this champion. It's still rather strong.
Especially, don't give the guy an assist for just hanging out in lane, too.
Yeah.
If he gets the chance to cannon barrage a fight, and then he's up on you after even Stevens, that's not any good.
It always feels really strange when you're up against a Gangplank, because if you go to his lane, he is rather safe and can get out of CC, but then if you go elsewhere, he can assist and you're actually helping him more. So camping the Gangplank became a pretty dominant strategy early on in the split whenever he was picked, was to dive him level 3, level 4.
Ooh. Nar and Alawi gets hit out. We saw a bit of that recently, as well as last night in Academy.
Yeah.
Making some big waves.
Means that Golden Guardians might be looking at Ornn in the top lane, because Alawi is one of the very common counters to it.
Dardoch on Zac still gets to be aggressive.
I believe Dardoch is still undefeated on that champion this split. Currently sitting at, I believe, a 5-0 record last time I had seen it.
You are correct. Hasn't brought it into the second half of the split just yet. This will be the first time after the first week 5 games.
Yeah, people started banning it away from him, and when it was up, he wasn't highly prioritizing it.
We recognize that now. The Cho'Gath getting a little bit more play. Want to tank towards that top side, and Lourlo is going to be chomping down on some people. And we are waiting for that jungler. What are they going to get back into it with? Contractz, he's been going aggressive lately. Yeah, right? The Camille's been there for him. That Kha'Zix is banned out. Ooh! The Volibear finally gets locked in. I like this.
So, Volibear had some pretty huge changes to him. He jumped up in terms of solo queue win rate but he really is viable in competitive play, and I'm surprised this is the first time we're seeing him.
Ditto.
But he has now like a change to his Q that makes it so that when he turns and changes directions, he doesn't lose the movement speed.
You don't fall off, right?
But the more important change is the E. His E now has a mini knockback on it in the entire radius, so he knocks back everybody around him very briefly. But what that does is, I personally believe that mini knockbacks are the best form of crowd control in our game in terms of interruption.
Think about Zach.
Because Zach now can't jump in unless the E comes down and hits him. Like, you can stop everything. You can stop Alistar headbutt, you can stop the Zach jumping in, you can stop the Azir coming in.
Right.
You basically treat it like the third Q from Riven, that type of ability, but on a single press.
Right. What a pickup there for Contractz. We'll see how he does. Like we said, he's been towards that Camille lately. As up against Dardoch, Zach. He may have to move quick in the early part of the game, but that kind of favors Volibear. Loves those early skirmishes. The passive favors it. This is going to be a great game. Fenix gets his Azir. High says he needs to be carrying a little bit more, so he's got the max test here against the #1 team. And right now, probably the #1 mid laner so far in the league currently. High on Ryze, Fenix on Azir. We're getting into the Rift. Golden Guardians looking to pick up some wins here at the back half of the split. 3-9 versus the 10-2 Echo Fox.
This is first versus, right now, currently Golden Guardians last, because CLG picked up that win just last game. And so we'll see, can David actually topple Goliath?
Gonna be throwing feathers this time. It might be hard. Get little sting cuts. You get enough of them, death by 1,000.
Got a lot of animals in this game.
We're gonna get on to the Rift right now. Golden Guardians versus Echo Fox. Let's get game 4 underway so you can start things off in the early game and see what is in the inventories to do that. A few dematerializers, just one, no, 2. So High to use his and Adrian to hold his after a few uses. And everything else looks pretty orthodox.
Yeah, but Champion Select, definitely I would say a bit of a shakeup here, because
that true.
Volibear comes through. It looks like Predator Volibear for Contractz, and he's been a big carry for the team. High talked about how he should start stepping up as more of a carry, but Contractz, in my mind, has been the guy who's really been able to pair up with High and make their wins happen.
Just one stopwatch now. Falling off a little bit after the changes. And the choices necessary to get that in your inventory.
Yeah, no longer League of Stopwatch. It's League of Banners now.
Yeah, that's true.
Or dematerializers.
Oh, early flash. Stay pretty safe on Varus, but that means a level 2 gets very scary from a Rakan Xayah lane.
And even a level 3 gank if Contractz comes in and flashes.
Yep. Oh. And the Predator, too. A lot of, you see some of the aftershock a bit on Volibear's Q change. More speed, more damage. Why not? Gotta bite him. Get in there faster. More hits. Adrian up as well. One flash already down in this lane, trying to get his passive hits off there.
I mean, I think
stomping on the ground.
I think back to Golden Guardians getting, I believe it was their first win, where Matt was playing Shen. He went into the jungle, got a flank onto Cody's son, 100 Thieves, and then came around and got that flash early, and then it was a repeat play in the lane. So Matt, if he goes for a flash play on the Altec, there's potential there. That's how they ended up getting their first win of the season, is off of Matt being aggressive level 1. Yep. We'll see if they're able to do it here against Echo Fox. Kill lanes as well on that bot side with flashes being down. Could get scary, as we said on level 2. They have ignites to follow as well. Soldiers forward. Always a fun few first levels here against Azir. Well, it's Fenix's Azir. It's completely different. And baby, like flash down, and so is Altec. First blood over to Matt with that ignite. They did exactly this type of play. They're not even level 2. Up against 100 Thieves. They killed them level 1 as well, I believe, where they just went in after they got the flash level 1 off of a cheeky play. They punish Altec for that. He blows his heal there, and that's it. They get that first blood for Golden Guardians. Finding ways to always get a lead in the early game. They have to hold it, though. Consistency. Yes. Adrian got juked on the Q, so now he doesn't have it to interrupt, and Altec gets hit there, ignited. The flash comes through for Deftly for the finish. This gives Contractz a lot of time to go around the map as well. They may have to know Dardoch is going to pay some respects to bottom if he may get that pressure towards Altec and Adrian over and over again. That's up to Deftly and Matt, though. We'll see how they work the rest of the map. High has already had a bit of pressure in mid, but he's held safe. Yep.
and only down a few CS here.
I think the last time we saw Phoenix's Azir was up against Febivin, and Febivin was playing Ryze. And this is pretty much exactly what happened there, too. This enormous CS lead that started very early on. Pi will swap out his heal for teleport.
You can see he was ready to take that damage.
Yeah. But still, this is still winning lanes for Echo Fox mid and top with that Trundle pick into the Cho'Gath. And so we'll see what Fox are able to do off these lanes, because right now, bottom lane looks like where Golden Guardians are going to focus.
Trying to bait in the fight there. Huni says, look at these minions attacking me. Oh no. Lourlo says, you're smarter than that. Seems a little too different in play style, and Lourlo even staying far behind his minions. A pillar to the face, flashes up, he uses it, but Huni wants one more shot. Knows they have advantage in the top lane now.
Yep, and that's exactly where they want to push that advantage to. We'll see, maybe they go for a dive. Zach does have cell division, and it seems like a very Echo Fox type play to be that aggressive.
I'm right behind you on that one.
Yeah, see, Dardoch is still in the lane.
They're still there. They make sure he backs, get that teleport out right away, so he's got to force it into the minions. Contractz is going to hatch this ward on the bot side, though.
Yeah, because they see him.
Tries to go in. They know his flash is still down. I was going to say, they get the E out. He might get headbutt and hit, but he's got the passive. Altec goes down again after staring the gank straight in the face.
Yep. He just speeds right across. Flash flip. Once that flash is down on the Varus, there's really nothing you can do about that. He kind of leaves it up to Adrian, but Adrian did flash E into the flip instead of flash flip into E. So I don't think Adrian really could have stopped that because of that knockup zone.
It's different. You are expecting to try to get the more damage out of the combo.
Exactly, because if you flip him and then E, it'll do bonus damage. But the E is really to guarantee the Q.
And now he back into the jungle. We see the featured matchup in the mid lane, as we said. Hai trying to himself, he said, trying to be that carry for the team, a position he can get himself into to kind of make sure if anything happens bot, if anything does happen top, as it may against Huni this game, he has it. And here, Ryze against Phoenix's Azir, it was kind of given in that champion select. They said that's fine if he gets it.
Which is something that you usually don't see.
No.
Phoenix's Azir is usually like a perma-ban, but there was so much left in champion select. And you can see this. Let's see this again. The flash. Yeah, Adrian is positioning himself to Q. You see he Qs immediately afterwards. But the Volibear, the new E, is broken. That thing is so strong. Like, adding a CC, a mini knockback that just interrupts and gives you enough time to just keep doing what you want to do or interrupt other people, it's incredibly strong. And Volibear is a champion that is rather one-dimensional, and this allows him to have more dimensions to him, like interrupting engages. And we'll see here as he goes top, Huni has flash.
Oh, he's going to be able to chomp down on Huni. Nice pillar as he gets close. They just get the feral shout out and silence Huni for a second. But Contractz is now known top side. See if Dardoch can make any work of this.
Yeah, trying to kind of equalize those waves and give him a better back timer, possibly.
Taxing. Very nice of him. Yeah, give him a chance to head out. Teleport not up just yet. Huni may actually use this time as well to get himself some more items. 2 long swords for him, just first a little bit of armor as Lourlo tries to stay alive. As we said, with that vision of Contractz on the top side, he might go for Hai. A quick flash sidestep allows him to not be abducted.
Went after Hai and got his flash there, but I don't even know if Phoenix was actually in range to get a kill onto Hai, but it would have brought Hai further back and potentially allowed them to finish off. But Matt takes a turret shot.
Fine. Tears being stacked now mid. Attack speed. Altec's like, I can't buy much. 2 daggers, please.
Yeah.
He's been getting about a few CS, a handful, if you will, then backed. Finally, that flashes up, and they don't even want to play aggressive at this point because it is dangerous. I like what Adrian's trying to do, though. Get a bit of aggression onto Matt. He won't be so happy to go in next time. He can get that CS a little easier.
Oh, Predator.
Right on top of him, gonna get a few hits. The bite to come down. Lourlo can't get in. Another great pillar. Actually pops both of them up on the entry. Dardoch gets in, knocks them both together. And it looks like they're gonna let Contractz passive hit for a second. He's gotta be careful about Huni. He knows he can only take a few shots. Baiting in Phoenix. Huni does go down, but they're gonna get a good fight out of this one. Hai is there as he teleports now from the mid lane, but he doesn't have enough for a 2v1. Phoenix now hiding behind that minion. He's going to be able to get some pretty good damage back in. One last Q from Hai goes high, and Phoenix goes low. Kill goes to him as well. 2-0-1 for that roam to the top side.
And Echo Fox are all just ready for these skirmishes on the top side. Hai TP'd in there. Fenix was still even faster on the roam because he had that mid priority after they sent high back.
Woo. Pretty action-packed early game here with the TPs and roams being had. We'll see how it starts with Contractz, a second dive, or I should say gank onto Huni.
Yeah, see, Fenix is already on his way up, even before it looks like they're going to be able to turn this. But Huni flashes away, and it's still the plan to run up there. Dardoch, great Q into the flash, into a double E. He's just buying so much.
Look at the zoning by Huni. No, I'm just kidding.
And Huni's actually kind of baiting them.
Oh, it was. Yeah, absolutely.
He's the carrot on the stick there. And, ooh, Dardoch, Q into Q.
Featherstorm comes out. Dardoch from the top side. Coast to coast now to the bot lane. Trying to get his hands in every pie. But Contractz is back now. Adrian with the ignite on him. They get the flip onto Dardoch. The tankies can go down first. It would be the best in the fight. But no, they just obliterate the low health HP.
Oh, he needs the bubbles.
They leave Dardoch up. Can they get him? Cell Division comes out and there's no roam down after the extended fight. But Contractz reads it as well. Junglers are everywhere to start things off.
When there's less vision in the game with Tracker's Knife early, I feel like people are fighting each other more. Taking those risks, and you saw that counter gank came through. And man, Contractz just sped all the way over there and was able to turn that one around.
Pretty crazy stuff to start off. Huni, not too bad on the top side, 80 to 58 after a lot of these scuffles, and 73 to 47 on the bot side for those ADs as we see this again.
Oh man, that flash, try and engage onto Matt. But Dardoch with the prediction gets the flash out of Matt, gets the Q into the second part of it, gets Deftly after the flash, but the pullback stops Altec from going forward, and then Contractz able to just run down, and now they're focusing Dardoch. All these flashes are down because this is just a bloody game very early on. A lot of these games, you'll have flashes come out on fights like this, but it has just been an absolute brawl so far. We're looking at a kill per minute already. 6 to 4 in kills, 10 minutes in.
Perfect. The way we like it. Chilling Smite goes down. Adrian not level 6 yet, and they bite down on the cow without the ultimate, making sure they hit once more on that bot lane.
Oh, man. See, now we're getting to that point where everybody's just fighting, and Golden Guardians are preying on one of the biggest weaknesses of EchoFox, which is they love to take these fights constantly. And with less vision and less tracking on Contractz and the ability to speed around with Predator and the Volibear Q, he's showing up at the right time, and he's making a lot of these happen.
Now towards mid, flashes up. Looks to go over the Emperor's Divide if he can even get it out. Looks to shuffle left. Oh, and he's right into the hands of Matt. They try to charm him up, and now it's going to be some big abduction back to the turret. They've already lost Fenix and Adrian. Not going to deliver damage or the crowd control necessary. Still level 5 as well.
Yeah, Matt, 3, 0, and 4. He's only missed out on a single kill, and that was basically in the top lane. He's doing work here after that level 1, getting the flash, and then the repeat, opening up the map here.
A lot of flashes, summoners down the side of Golden Guardians, but they seem relentless with the plays that keeps happening. They have a lot of forward wards already pushed up to the map. Trinkets are staying in inventories longer, so they can keep doing that, keeping the advantage with these breadcrumbs all over EchoFox's jungle.
Yeah, trying to just lay down whatever vision they can. Of course, those vision scores stay a lot lower for longer here for, I believe, both supports and for junglers. They stay pretty low.
Tough life as a support. I tell you.
Got to get that quest completion. I believe Matt already has, though, very early on in the game.
Actually went for the upgrade as well, ASAP with his Lucidity Boots to make sure those wards can keep and continue being on the map. Contractz looks like passive up, so he could go back into the fight. Realm Warp comes in and they say, let's give it to the mid laner. High picks one up for himself.
12 minutes in, the Golden Guardians right now sitting at the bottom of the standings, dead last, are taking on EchoFox, the #1 team.
You got to play to your own style. You got to make them play to that style as well. Even initiating onto Adrian when he has his ultimate.
Look at that!
He didn't even use it. Cow down.
The Golden Guardians are actually making EchoFox look silly right now. It is 10 to 4, and they are just running around. They are not letting this pace drop.
They're going to head back towards the bot side. They got to remember to keep the vision up. It's very easy to get yourself in a sticky situation when you think you're ahead. That false sense of security can nip you in the bud real quick. If they get bot turret, they're going to start opening up the map as well, and it'll be even actually easier to ward on that bot side. Ocean Drake is next. That feels good for Volibear.
Feels really good for Volibear, but I feel like right now they're going to focus on keep getting these kills. They don't really care about those objectives outside of turrets. I feel like set up this vision, potentially go for that Ocean here because you're trading Rift Herald for it.
Yeah.
And so you have to get something back.
It's been quiet. Top layer, top side's clear for Dardoch.
That's the thing. Somebody on Fox has to try and slow the game down and allow Azir to scale, for Varus to scale, and get to a point where they can actually compete. But Golden Guardians, they really want to keep that pressure up. And with something like Volibear, I think they can actually continue to do that with Predator.
See this play back to the top side.
They're sniffing out these counter ganks. Volibear is on this side of the map here, and they aren't able to track. There's no deep vision into the jungle, and Contractz is at the right place at the right time. He's level 7 to level 9 of Dardoch. He is behind in the jungle, but in terms of answering ganks, he is right on par.
Pretty crazy to see. And then to the bot side, a ultimate for Adrian. Things could have got out at the last second. Actually, he looks like he was going to activate it there.
Yeah,
well,
you heard the animation,
yeah.
You heard the sound, but it didn't go off.
Didn't hear it the first time. Just went down too quick. Well, they can hold it for next fight. Always feels good, right? 10-4 here, 14 minutes in, and a 4,000 gold lead. Golden Guardians loves to get these early leads. Where do they continue to pressure? Do they keep the vision going forward so they can get past the turrets they need to with the security they need? Are the teleports there from Lourlo that doesn't give Huni too much of a top lane that allows Huni to carry a game like Huni does, even on something like Trundle? 0-2-1, they've kind of held him down, which I feel is a pretty good call for Golden Guardians to start things off. They've been to every lane.
And Contractz has been all over the map, pretty much ganking all of them. Matt has been doing a fantastic job on top of it. Now that bottom lane is open, and that top lane just got answered by Echo Fox. We're start having a really open map here with not a lot of vision to be placed. We're still looking at Adrian not completing his Sightstone just yet. He doesn't have the upgrade, I believe. Actually, no, he does. Okay, good. He does, finally.
It's halfish purple.
I believe they're just placed right now, so.
Jungle control on the bot as blue is taken away from Fenix. Kind of hurt if he continues to get denied what will allow them to clear these minion waves from their turrets. High back onto heal. Feels like they're going to get into a few more fights as he throws teleport back out of the unsealed spellbook. Ooh, Dardoch.
Yeah, Dardoch looking for getting put down the Rift Herald.
Should be like, oh, hello.
Flip it.
I see you there. Flip it
Give
back.
it away.
Oh, are they going to knock it away? They're going to knock it away, and he fears it with the stomp. What a hit from Golden Guardians. Echo Fox thinks they can kind of play a tricky one. And not so much.
Volibear hard counters the Rift Herald.
Apparently.
Flip it.
Just walk the other way.
Knock it. Fear it. It's actually a lot of crowd control.
Been a great game for Deftly, as you saw as well. He's been stepping up quite a bit from that bot lane, but Matt, credit to that, the hits in the early game on his entrances to blow the flash on Altec, get that hit onto Adrian, and then having Ignite to start things off allowed those plays to happen. He himself, Matt, has now changed the cleanse with Unsealed Spellbook, so he can get out of these initiations if he gets stuck on that entry. Golden Guardians is definitely looking to keep this fight issue pressed right in the face of Echo Fox.
And I think that Contractz right now, I'm checking his runes. He does have Ingenious Hunter, which reduces the cooldown of both Righteous Glory if he buys it, and the Predator boots. So he's looking at a Predator now where he's only having it on cooldown for a very short time. You see, as he uses it, it's already half off cooldown.
That's crazy.
Because of that.
Again, they don't know about Huni. They don't know about Huni. He comes out. He looks at Deftly first. He's going to steal Contractz with the Subjugate, and now Altec's just on the backside of this fight. Contractz goes down first as Fenix is 1v1 on the bot side behind Baron, and Altec picks one up as they get the bushwhack strategy on the top side. They had no idea Huni was in wait.
Yeah, they didn't know that Huni was there, and Lourlo doesn't TP to answer.
Oh, boy. The pillars all game activating the stop from the ganks and the kills that Echo Fox needs here to get a bit back in this game. 10-7 as they pick up quite a bit from that top lane and red Golden Guardians quite well.
17 minutes, 17 kills. Seems like an Echo Fox game to me. Very bloody. They've been punished very heavily, but right there they finally get something back. And it's only about a 1,600 gold difference between these two teams now.
Now let's see what happened again. Just full committal, but not knowing.
Yeah, they think it's something that they can take and push down that turret, but Dardoch came in with the follow-up from Adrian, and then the smack there. Dardoch is doing so much work. He is getting these double Qs off on champions constantly, and then he's able to follow here, and eventually they pick him up with the pillar and the Zac.
It's kind of interesting how Echo Fox can turn games on their head like that over and over again. They're saying, well, they have kind of one turret to go. They're not pushing Fenix in that easily. We have that vision. There's only one place, and it seems like they just make it look so easy, but it takes so much work to set up.
I'm checking dematerializers now. High used all of his. Adrian used all of his. I think he had it earlier. But yeah, there's no more dematerializers. So if a banner of command minion does come out, which it looks like Cho'Gath might be building towards
there's a Raptor's Cloak.
And potentially Matt. Wouldn't be able to kill it quickly.
We're going to have to put Locket on sale so people buy it. Be like, look at this item. It's shiny. It's on the shelf. Collecting dust.
I mean, it's been like a key item for so long.
Oh, yeah. Ah! Nice fight, gentlemen. Nice fight. The Noodles are al dente in the top lane today. Doing a little bit of damage back and forth. As we come up on 20 minutes, that means Baron's going to be on the board. It looks like Lourlo's getting the better part of this
on the other side.
just for a little bit. Oh, the flash forward. Rupture. He's going to shot him down, and the chomp coming through. Lourlo gets himself a kill. I believe that did go to his champion chomp.
And that looks like a Huni, unable to flash, unable to use his ultimate either during that time. Looked like a very clean CC chain there. Would have had to execute the ultimate very quickly onto somebody like High, but he really does want to ulti Lourlo. It's more HP, it's more resistances.
You can see High's kind of like, hey, that thing we were doing earlier where we kept fighting, we've stopped. We should do that more. They get flashes down in the bot. You saw they went to mid looking for Fenix immediately, kind of baiting him in with Contractz right behind him in his back pocket. Now Echo Fox says we have topside priority. We're going to try to get mid here and contain that. Look at all those wards.
Yeah, trying to get that mid turret so they can push it out further.
Ooh. Ooh. All right. High putting himself in front. Stopwatch game as they get Altec popped up. That denies a bit of the damage from that backline DPS. Lourlo comes in. Remember, he just chopped the champion, but he's got the damage to do it again. Adrian's into the fight for one last headbutt pulverize, but they're going for broke on this one as Golden Guardians are 5 strong and looking to take down Fenix. They have the minion wave, and they have the possible mid-turret if they don't go for Baron.
I don't know if they have the HP bar.
Yeah, they don't have the HP. They split up, and I see how low they are now.
Yeah, but they were able to pick off both Dardoch and Altec. Even though that fight was just very scrappy at the start, Adrian got a nice pulverize that interrupted Matt, but Matt wasn't going to let that deter him from reaching Altec in the backline, and he really just went all the way for that AD carry.
Phoenix to the top. Or, sorry, Huni to the top for Fox. He'll clear up. Not having the impact you probably want in these fights, but I kept kind of going in to bait that in, and they got the fight they wanted.
Yeah, that pulverize there interrupted Matt from getting in at first, but then Matt flashes and grand entrances to get to Altec. That delays him enough for Lourlo to come from the side, and with the silence and the rupture into the bite, able to take him out. And now you're looking at a lot of tanky champions on the side of Golden Guardians. Is Contractz, Lourlo, both quite tanky now, and they're, of course, the Ryze does become tanky too.
A Zeke's. It wasn't a banner and a Zeke's. Cool to see Zeke's convergence coming out of Matt.
Yeah, we see those every now and then, and for Rakan, it's actually not that bad at all.
Right, because you're usually on somebody, near somebody. Cool.
Oh, looks like they're going for the Baron here. There's a TP from Lourlo. He does have his ultimate available, so that would be a very easy secure. And Altec right now, he's the one face checking. They got to get there fast.
Ooh, nice. Can't get through that. The smite and the bite. The 2 bites. They're hungry on that side of Golden Guardians.
And they have a banner of command on Lourlo as his second item.
Yeah,
so they're going to be looking for somebody to deal damage, physical damage, to a Baron buffed cannon minion.
You also have the Righteous Glory onto Contractz now, so if you want to even try to stand in front of that turret that they may be sieging, he can instantly get under it. He can instantly get that fight. Actually, just popped his Righteous Glory a second ago here.
Yeah, and his Predator boots, so he was looking to go really speedy towards the mid lane there.
It looked like it.
But
always want to fight. I mean, Echo Fox gave him the last fight, too.
Echo Fox didn't get the Baron. It looks like Lourlo, they're trying to kill him.
I don't know if they want to fight on this one. They catch him going mid lane. Do they stay though? Lourlo stays alive. Mid to second tier for second tier. I'd take that mid for the bot lane, and they have the minion there as well. Too bad they don't have Lourlo. That would be big damage.
Yeah, they need Lourlo's Baron on a cannon minion, but now it's just going to be interrupting the backs.
Play the interrupt the back game. This is one of my favorites as well. It's the do-si-do, the back and forth. Who has the better dance moves? And it looks like Golden Guardians are shining true on this one. An inhibitor turret falling for them and the inhibitor as they yo-yo Echo Fox's aggression back and forth.
Playing around that perfectly. Golden Guardians, we are seeing constant improvements from this team.
Fans behind him as well. They feel the intensity is happening with each one of these plays, and Lourlo has been able to deny a lot of pressure on this Cho'Gath pick, where it might be that Camille, it might be something else where he can't take as many hits and he's getting the same focus and going down. So definitely a good pick for him in the top lane to kind of be back on a tank here with High spreading to a more carry role and focus in the middle.
It looks like we have Golden Guardians fans coming all the way from Berkeley, from what I've heard.
Oh.
Looks like a Contractz locked in the Oski for him. Got the mascot going.
Looks like top turret goes down. I have not used the banner yet. Just waiting, don't want to use it on a wizard. They want that siege cannon. It looks like they'll just head into this. Not too much vision on their right side. They got to be very careful for a flank. One pink ward is seen there by Fenix. It doesn't look like they're actually too afraid to take a hit.
Yeah.
Matt is pretty far behind, so they'd have to be careful. Once this ward sees him, they might find a different fight, but they back off in time.
Yeah, Matt's very far behind, but they're going to group up and make sure that, you know, they're not getting picked off or engaged on. Because the way to counter the Baron buffed up cannon minion is to hard engage with something like the Zac, but we'll see what happens. Might be a dance party. I wonder if Golden Guardians will go for a dance party.
Dude, they have the perfect thing. Cho'Gath.
Oh, there's the Predator.
1, 2, Chain of Corruption's already on. They abduct 3 members of Golden Guardians, bounce them into the wall as the bounce house goes from Fenix, and now they're on to High. Will they be able to turn the fight? I do not think so. And it looks like Huni goes down. Deftly's still alive, however, and Matt gets himself into a good spot. I'm eating crow as they get themselves into the base. Realm Warp as well is just going to be off to the side as High doesn't need to use it. They're on to the second inhibitor of the game, and it blows my mind that they were able to skirt around Dardoch, putting them all under the turret.
Yeah, Dardoch came up huge there in terms of helping them start the fight. And Golden Guardians, it goes 2 for 2, but
wow.
Echo Fox end up losing their top turret and inhibitor, and that is definitely worth it. Let's see that one more time, like you said. He gets Contractz, he grabs 2 people all the way to the back, and Matt is already there, but then Fenix slams them into the wall. It allows them to pick up those 2 members as Matt gets out, but then it really just does become a situation where Dardoch is trying to charge up to get back into the fight, and Huni is just not able to get out.
It's minion.
Oh yeah, the Baron buffed up cannon minion does work. It's
big
like,
man. I didn't see him last time in the fight. Got to keep an eye out for the little friends.
The Bruce Banner minion.
The Bruce Banner minion. Hulking out. Where is he going to go? Contractz feeling good. Zooming around the map right now. Ocean Drake and Cloud Drake for himself as the team focuses the bot side of the map. Objective free. All they have is these turrets to take down. And there are 4 left on the map for Echo Fox. What a turn of events in this game as well. Echo Fox kind of snuffing out their own problems in kind of having a back and forth mid-game, finding a way to get back in. They did give Echo Fox a few scary fights, but always had a way to get back in after that. Something else to do and not just kind of hit the same thing over and over again.
Well, Echo Fox.
There's the bounce.
Yep. Woo. There's the interrupt onto the E from Dardoch. Now, are they going to try to go in?
Be a little overzealous if they would. Kind of hard to get past the soldiers at this point in the game. Let your minions do quite a bit of the work and see if you can tag on some damage to the members. All right, no minions, never mind.
There's a lot of minions on the Nexus turrets that they have to go back up and deal with them. And if there's anything I know about Echo Fox, it's that they always try to make a last stand when they're behind. They aren't going to win the game from not engaging.
Well, a lot of teams are trying to catch Echo Fox. If you're near the top of the standings, they've been able to separate themselves a little bit, but Golden Guardians may be able to help that for those other top-tier teams as they try to pick themselves up from the bottom of the standings. A good fight once again. 27 minutes into the bot lane. Huni taking damage, almost going down, but one of the last guys always standing in the fight to help protect the base. Seeing Dardoch, Altec, Adrian, and Fenix go down in these fights, though, means Golden Guardians is very close to the Nexus very soon.
And that's going to be a TP from Lourlo. He's just going to come back in and allow them to keep sieging while those death timers are ticking. And they're going to actually maybe go for the win here.
Gotta be careful. Fenix does have a full mana bar. That's going to be quick damage onto Huni. They're not focusing the turrets. They start to focus the champions. They got into their own heads on the dive, and they're going to lose a little bit of ground, but it's going to take Echo Fox to get a lot of that ground back. Not too bad as they get themselves out as they lose one, but they still do good damage to the base. Could have got that in hit.
Could have, but could have decided to go for the jugular instead.
Why not?
Phoenix gets to the defense. There's 27 seconds on the Baron. This game has actually just been nonstop. There are 30 kills in 28.5 minutes. And it's just because fights like these just constantly go over and over again. There's the pulling of the trigger. Dardoch gets in, but he's not able to actually channel his ultimate ever. He's silenced by the Cho'Gath. He's interrupted initially. It just takes him so long to even get in position. And then here, Phoenix, I like Golden Guardians backing up because Phoenix could still deal a lot of damage to them. But now, Echo Fox, they tried this against TSM. They tried a desperate Baron.
29 minutes in, Echo Fox going for broke. There's Contractz to keep the distance in. They're going to have to let him get it. They don't want the game to end after this. What a play from Echo Fox. They hold the base in the top inhib to come up in a bit as mid has spawned.
And it looks like the death timer from Deftly is what did it. Deftly had 10 seconds on himself before he was up, and he has to walk all the way, whereas Huni, he was the one that traded his life, the Trundle with the TP, able to get in towards the Baron before the AD carry from Golden Guardians can even answer. So Echo Fox, it's a great heads-up play, and it's a 6,000 gold difference now in this game.
Oh, you know, Zirene, watching Golden Guardians Academy last night, they took a mid, and they went a little too far to take a bot turret. They stayed too long. Very reminiscent. I'm not taking that and just kind of being happy with where you are in that. I can understand wanting to win, though. The first place team, you can see the push they had behind that play. It was right on the tip of their tongue, and I do not blame them for trying to go for that. However, they got to do it again. They've made their job a little bit harder, but they have been playing a game that they have been looking to play since the beginning of the season, and it's now against first place Echo Fox. Here they are at the front of the base, but now Echo Fox has Baron.
And now they get to push away these sieges, allow their base to kind of respawn. I wonder if they'll end up building a banner of command on the side of Echo Fox, because they've been behind, but...
Oh, we got Baron. We could have a banner now.
Exactly.
Quick, get that.
I'm actually going to try to find something really quickly, because I think their coach,
Inero,
had tweeted something about if you build banner of command, you're weak.
Oh, dear.
So I wonder if he's instilled that in his team.
My word. We'll have to see. Dardoch getting himself a little trouble here. Chain of Corruption's back on the high, but they'll still be able to attack from the roots in the back. Contractz, the passive keeps him up. He's going to be able to stay in the fight, but they don't have enough damage to turn around. Echo Fox is starting to turn this around as Golden Guardians was all bunched up. They have the minion waves pushing on the sides, so it's not going to be Echo Fox completely in the base if they can get the fight. Matt may be looking for the re-entry. The ultimate is down, but his flash and cleanse are up to get in. They have found Huni. He gives him the pillar. Caution from that as Echo Fox comes around the right side. Dardoch wants in as Fenix waiting to attack over the wall. Pushes himself and soldiers just a little bit closer, but everybody gets a breather.
Whoa, they attacked that ward that Dardoch was trying to get his second Q on to knock Lourlo back in and then have them fight the Cho'Gath, but looks like everybody not on the same page there for a quick second.
See this elongated fight start off here.
Yeah.
Pounce out, but they still wanted it.
It's the interrupt again onto Dardoch. He finally does get 2 Qs, though, on the right side, and they're focusing down Contractz, a big tank. It looks like he gets pulled out a little bit early, and great 3-man ultimate on the backline from Mad. That stopped a lot of that damage coming through that may have finished off Contractz. And I found the tweet from their coach Inero. If you build Banner of Command, you're insecure. Please do not. And then he built Banner of Command actually like 3 games later, so.
He did?
Yeah, he did.
Oh,
they screenshotted it.
Oh, I love it. There it is, there it is, there it is. Please do not. There you go, Zirene. And then we should get the other tweet. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, none of his team members have Banner of Command right now.
You can't beat him, join him.
There's a Locket on Adrian, and there's an Aegis of the Legion on Dardoch. I wonder if Dardoch will build it.
He's pretty good in his build. Always nice to go faster around structures, especially for Dardoch to be catching things with his Qs. Dun, 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 Righteous Glory, Fast Bear. He's not gonna get anybody. I love Fast Bear builds. Speed Bear. It's all about it. He's Dead Man's Plate now.
I'm huge on the Ingenious Hunter for Righteous Glory builds. Like, I don't think I can shut up about that because it just reduces the cooldown of Predator and Righteous Glory.
So you just
go super fast.
Speed Bear is the new build.
Ricky Bobby Bear.
The Ricky Bobby. I like that a lot. I like that. He's still a little behind in CS, but he's making that impact with his plays. Bruce Banner in the top lane. They get this minion push on. We'll see what they can do with this damage here. 2 open inhibs, a turret that's ready to drop on the bot side. With a big huff and a buff, if they can get any damage to it. Looks like Lourlo is going to stop Huni's push here. Huni's teleport is down. That may make an interesting play if they could start something right now.
Yeah, and with no Baron on themselves, they just have those 2 exposed inhibitors. I think Huni's just going to retreat.
Yeah, he's out of there.
Group up with the team. They're going to pick off his banner minion. And they have 2 banners now on the side of Golden Guardians. And none on the side of Echo Fox still. But Echo Fox have been taking some of these fights constantly. And Echo Fox, like, it's so interesting to watch them as a team because they just feel like they're so good at team fights that even when they're behind thousands and thousands of gold, they just try to take them at the right time over and over again. They're like, it doesn't matter if it's a disadvantaged fight as long as it's the right fight because they may not get a better one, like the one that they had down bottom on the inhibitor. The Golden Guardians did make that mistake. Instead of going for the inhibitor, they went for the base. They went for the throat. They weren't able to get it. Now we find ourselves 34.5 minutes into this game. It looked like Golden Guardians were in control for so long.
Still have a bit of control on the map, but they don't have this space to walk up and take it very safely. And now with inhibitors spawning, it looks like Echo Fox can start to make a move. Dardoch has not hesitated whatsoever to get these engages in. And I think that's one thing that Echo Fox kind of thrives off of as well. Or not thrives off of, but does well if they're in a kind of deficit is with that, how strenuous a fight from behind can be, they almost do better having to hit the right fights, hit the right ults, doing it exactly. They hit those, they don't mess up, very little errors, and they just can capitalize on that consistently. And the results are these: defending your base, getting a Baron, the team can't even come back for that. Very small things. It seems like you can never knock a team like this down.
Very resilient.
Yes,
both these teams actually are very resilient. Fox, they lose fights, doesn't dissuade them from taking them again. Golden Guardians, bottom of the standings the entire split, but that does not stop them from constantly seeking improvement and then trying to give it their best every single game. And we saw what just happened in those early fights for them. Started winning them, didn't dissuade them from continuing to take them as well.
Still pretty good wave control.
It's 30 seconds on the Baron, so that's what everybody's playing around that right now. Like, the teams are saying, let's not go for another engage, because if I blow my flash now, 1 minute before Baron, you know what's going to happen? I'm going to end up having to need my flash a minute later when everybody's respawned from that fight. So they're all looking for a Baron fight here, a fight over a major objective.
Pops out, damage to start. This is the early. Whoa! Echo Fox go a little too deep. Hai's going to be able to route the backside as they put the Sun Disc down. This could be it.
Dardoch.
That's going to be Dardoch taking quite a bit of damage. Or, sorry, taking almost being down. Fenix is now in the middle of the fight, trying to fight under the Sun Disc. That's it. Nobody could follow Dardoch in the fight. 60 seconds on the death timers. Echo Fox is making their way down mid lane to end the game against the #1 team in the NALCS.
GGS. It looks like they're going to go for the win here. Push all the way down. They have minions to help them finish this off.
From start to finish, 36 kills in this game at 36 minutes. And they're going to start on the Nexus turrets. Golden Guardians made Echo Fox play their game the entire time. From coast to coast, start to finish, Golden Guardians take down the #1 team in the league.
That was a hell of a game from the bottom lane of Golden Guardians. Contractz played out of his mind, going and visiting all of the lanes, but that first blood came down to that punish. The level 1 all in off of the blown flash.
A little bit of separation Echo Fox had in the standings there pulls them closer to a few more teams. That's pretty good. And Golden Guardians feeling great about what they were able to do here today. And obviously, a little bit of a change in flow there, saying Hai wants to be the carry. His mentality in the game as well as the rest of the team kind of picking it up all over, and Contractz on that Volibear.
Yeah, the Volibear came out, did a lot, but I gotta say, Deftly was kind of the highlight here after Matt. Matt came in, kind of gave him the ball. He was the guy setting up those plays, and then Deftly really was the one who knocked it down there. Did so much damage this game. 46,000 damage in 37 minutes for Deftly. And the next highest person on his team, remember, was 46,000, was 18,000 high.
I think there's a few words that describe kind of Golden Guardians. It's like hungry, ferocious. They just kept going. Before Adrian had 6 in the bottom, they kept going after Alistar. When he had 6 in the bottom, they kept going after Alistar. And there was a bit of disrespect there as well. You see Adrian holding the ult for a long time. Can still be a mistake, but you're going to die. Ult. You know, he was just saying, oh, they won't kill us this time. But there are a lot of things kind of not reminiscent of Echo Fox's real play.
Yeah, Golden Guardians, you know, if it's up against Echo Fox, they were a bit like a Wolverine. They're closer to the ground. They're going to be very ferocious, and they get right at the neck of the animal. And they went after Fox there where they were weakest. They matched them in a lot of those skirmishes and came out on top time and time again. And like you said, 36 kills in 37 minutes. This was a bloody one.
Absolutely. So let's send it down to Avali and Golden Guardians. Marksman, Deftly.
Thanks, guys. The day of the underdogs. Congratulations, Deftly, on that win. How does it feel to take down the top team?
It's pretty crazy because last time we played them, I think we got crushed early game. So this time coming around, we got really ahead early game, which was really surprising, and it felt really good.
Now, talking to you, you always sound like you're extremely dedicated to your improvement. We've seen a lot of growth over the split. How would you describe your growth over the split?
I think my growth comes from our growth as a team. I think the more we grow as a team, the better I can be myself.
With that, you came onto the team with the least amount of experience. So what can you learn from this team of veterans?
Well, all 4 of the my other teammates all have like a lot of experience, High especially. Even Matt, he's gotten like to play with Doublelift and like Piglet, really good players. So I'm able to learn a lot in lane from Matt, and then out of game, I'm able to learn from like High and the rest of the team.
And you and Matt are going to take on Sneaky and Smoothie tomorrow, taking on another top team. What are your thoughts going into that match?
Well, I don't really have any thoughts. I think it'll just be a good game.
Well, I wish you the best of luck. Congratulations again on your win. And for more on the game, let's hear from the analyst desk.
How about that one?
Wow,
How about that victory from Golden Guardians taking down the #1 team in the league, moving to 4-9?
And I liked how they did it. Like, it was a pretty convincing game plan. Like, Altec and Adrian have been playing good this season, but I think everyone has always kind of couched that with they might be the weak link, and then we saw a team really aggressively attack them.
And that's the first time we've seen it. Yes, they get the flash at level 1, but then they just kept going back to it time and time again. Also, a Volibear gank was in there, but it was so heavily punished down bottom that set them up for a lot of success. Meanwhile, the top lane, like, this is how you normally expect Echo Fox to go, and they were very prepared to counter any top lane ganks. That's where those bot lane ganks, I think, were so effective early.
I mean, we also outpaced a kill per minute in the early game, so it just kind of highlights how much action there was overall in this game. Kills being traded back and forth, but ultimately Golden Guardians with a small advantage throughout the entirety of it. Echo Fox did make it difficult, though, because despite getting the Baron buff, Echo Fox picks very aggressive fights, so this will end up being 2 for 2 at the end of it, I believe, and they still get the inhibitor. So it was a situation where Echo Fox was kind of playing it tight and not letting Golden Guardians actually end the game.
Yeah, and you could see how Echo Fox still has that decisiveness when they were behind. The engage onto the Baron banner minion into a rushed Baron on the other end after a different fight. But then, finally, the decisiveness bit him a little bit at the end there because Huni doesn't look like he gets his ultimate off in that last fight. There goes their front line. Fenix tries to make a big play at the end, but he actually has no damage to back him up and ends up just kind of suicidal.
Yep.
Such a nifty little...
yeah, zigzag move there, but at that point, like you said, not enough damage to work with him. The front line dying was kind of the last hope that they had. Fenix put in work this game. He did his damnedest. But his top lane was not very effective in team fights. His bot lane got smashed and was behind the entire time, so he was kind of in a 1v9 situation.
Eclipsed in damage by Deftly on that Xayah. You know, and while that is a gold graph, that doesn't necessarily reflect a perfect game. It is one of those games where it doesn't surprise me that that was a win against Echo Fox. I would expect most teams winning against Echo Fox to have a couple dips just because of that aggressive style and willingness to pick fights.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what I was going to say. Is you're up against the #1 team in the league who will at some point punish you. They have so much just game sense, intuition, knowing when you're caught out of position, what fights they can take. You're going to lose a couple, but they bounce back pretty well every time on Golden Guardians.
So here's the thing. Now I'd like to take a moment to reflect recollect a few weeks back in time to a point in which I asked you guys a very, very specific question, over/under, on the number of wins we would see from Golden Guardians in this split. Let's take a look.
They will most likely win 4 games.
I just don't see that happening. There's been some times where people do finish, like the lowest seeded team does get more than 4 games.
We've had a coach that's 1-17 before.
Yeah, so you've had coach that's 1-17, and with this team, you need to look at the strength of the league, much like we do with Echo Fox and why we're both putting them under. That's also why I'm doing it here. I just don't see how, on paper, they beat any of these teams.
What do you got to say for yourself?
I got it wrong. I mean, a lot of their wins are very surprising. The Liquid win was pretty big.
Yeah.
I think this was prior to the 100 Thieves win when we shot that, so I think they were sitting at like 0-6.
This was week 3, day 1, so they were 0-4.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they went on to lose, 7 in a row, basically. And so at that point,
you were feeling pretty good, weren't you?
I thought it was going to be good, but like, hey, credit to this team. They have turned their season around 3-1 in the second half of the season since the first round robin concluded. That's monstrous turnaround and improvement.
Well, and so this is where I'm going to turn to you, Jack, because Jack, you said they get 4. You actually said definitively in that segment they get 4 wins.
Did I?
You did. You said at the very top. I'll roll it back. Don't make me roll it back.
It was over.
I will roll that clip back.
I did.
You said 4. So this is why I want to pull up their remaining matches, because I want to challenge you guys to figure out if this is the beginnings of a climb for Golden Guardians. How does it continue? What do they need to continue to improve on it? And will they go above 4 at this point?
Well, I mean, looking at this, I think you can pencil in FlyQuest as a game that, like, at this point, Golden Guardians might be the favorite in. They've been looking really good in their games. Clutch Gaming is a team that we're still kind of out on, waiting to see a little bit more. So, like, there's a couple games here where they could easily pick up some wins and finish the season close to 6 or 7 in my mind.
Yeah, and I mean, we were talking about it, though, even with the COG win when they had it, because both the 3-win teams, the 2 lowest teams in the league, just won back-to-back games.
Right.
They basically have to win out. Like, that schedule, they'd have to beat C9, 100 Thieves, FlyQuest, TS7, Clutch Gaming almost all in a row to make playoffs, which is unlikely. But, hey, they're 3-1 in the second half of the round robin.
This is nuts. The bottom 2 teams beating the top 2 teams consecutively here on this day. But I must do you guys a favor as I tear you down. I also want to build you guys up. And so this is where I want to call back to a little segment we did called Make This Champ Work. Volibear. And we saw it here today. And it worked!
Yeah!
Not saying it was all because of us.
It sort of.
But it was pretty much all because of us.
Sort of worked. I mean,
we said Aftershock, it was Predator. We said Wit's End, it was
Didn't build that.
It was
Mark said top lane, I said jungle.
Yeah, okay, well, you got that right.
It also did well.
Volibear.
Yeah.
Sort of pick.
We'll take the credit for it. I mean,
my favorite part about this Volibear pick is the stat of the last time we saw Volibear in the North American LCS was in 2014 when Amazing played it. Congratulations, Amazing, for casting his first games in the EU LCS today. But the situation in which it happened is one of my favorite NALCS memories. He, in a post-game interview, said, you really only have to know how to play Lee Sin, Elise, and Evelynn to jungle in pro. And then the next day, those 3 champions were banned against him, and he played Volibear. And that was the last time we saw Volibear until today.
Yeah, and someone also told me that when that happened, Contractz was 14 and a sophomore in high school.
4 years ago.
It was a long time ago.
That's insanity. So Volibear's now 1-1 in the LCS.
Yeah, there we go.
Win rate. That's not bad. When we return, it's our final game of the day, Optic Gaming versus Clutch Gaming. Meet us back here after the break.